welcome to the Gear Garage. My name is Zach, and this is my funny little internet show about whitewater things. Thank you all the listeners out there for watching. I'm trying to get better at this, and I appreciate you guys sticking around and watching these episodes. And those of you that have said hi to me out on the river somewhere, I put it in. Thank you so much for just saying hi, and I'm still learning what YouTube is all about, so it's a fun experience for me. And well, anyway, today I want to talk about rigging your paddle in a paddle boat. And a few people have requested this as a video. There's a number of ways to do it. I'll share with you a few ideas that I have for rigging paddles and paddle boats. If you go paddle boating, you're probably going to you could have some sort of mishap. Somebody falling out, letting the paddle go, a flip or whatever. It's pretty nice to have a spare paddle. And I would say a good rule of thumb is 2 spare paddles is a good number. You know, it just depends on the difficulty of whitewater, access, that kind of thing. But I've always tried to carry 2 spares with me. And the way I've always done it historically, like the pretty simple way, is just tie them with a cam strap on a thwart. This isn't rocket science. Just take a cam strap, I already set the cam strap up here. I do one wrap around to really get it tight. And I put the buckle up by the shaft of the paddle, and then just kind of like crank on it down. Same thing. Do 2 of them. You definitely want to do 2 of them so they stay in place. And again, this is something that, I mean, we all have cam straps. You know, this is something that's pretty straightforward to do. And put it in like this. And just crank it down. I like the cam buckle, again, pretty close to the paddle. Get it pretty tight. And it's on there pretty good. You know, this is, the downside is maybe there's some extra line going here you might want to, somebody could get their hand wrapped into. I don't know, but this is tried and true. This works. This is what most people do. I have both blades on one side. I typically do that, but you could do switch. One blade on one side, one on the other. It's up to you. If you need to grab the paddles, it's pretty easy just to undo the buckles, and you can quickly get some paddles, and you'll pass them out to somebody. So again, that's the classic way to do it. Pretty straightforward. One of the newer ways people are doing it, I've seen, that's pretty cool, is in the back of the raft, shoving them under the back thwart like that really well, and then using a cam strap to tie them to a D-ring. I have a D-ring right here in this boat, so I can just do a quick wrap around it through the D-ring and then just tie it on. And this is actually a pretty cool way to go. It gets them pretty tight. They stay in really well. I've used this quite a bit. It's nice because they're kind of out of the way. They're really quick to access, and also, you know, this works really well if you're raft guiding. Nobody's here. Somebody can't stay here. So if you have, you know, 6 paddlers, 4 paddlers up front, you have room over here. This is a pretty slick way to do it. The only thing is there's kind of a hand entrap in here. So if you're one of those safety squirrels that's paying attention to like potential dangers, this could be something that somebody could get stuck in. I wouldn't say this is like the safest way to go, but it's fine. I mean, it's up to you. Depends what you're doing and your own tolerance for risk. A lot of people that are towing are putting these things in the middle behind them. And so if they're paddling up front, I'm seeing this a lot. And I really like this technique quite a bit. Again, putting these things right down the middle. There's nobody in the back compartment of the raft. So when you're up here, there's 2 of you are towing. They're way out of your way. I really like this method a lot. If you need to grab a paddle, jump to the back, undo one cam strap. Quick access to a paddle. And the side bonus is it's a sweet place to put a GoPro, right? 2 paddles up, get a GoPro mount right there, capture your day, put it on YouTube. Like, life is good. So those are some of the general techniques that most people are using right now. You know, one of the new ones I just learned, I took an International Rafting Federation class this spring and learned some of the new fancy techniques they're doing in Europe. And there's this company, WWTC, Whitewater Training Center. I think they're based in Hungary or something. And they're making some cutting edge stuff. And this is one of their bags right here. This bag right now has my first aid kit in it. And this bag, this thwart bag, has a built-in paddle storage thing. And so it has these straps. You can do the same thing, tighten them down, just like that. And it's designed to hold these paddles in place. And I'm pretty excited about this, actually. This is, you know, this gear is not cheap, but this is specifically designed to hold these paddles with these really cool little quick these. They take a little getting used to. But here, I have, oops. I have my first aid kit in a thwart bag with my paddles ready to go. It's all one big package. To release these, it's not even, a cam strap takes 2 fingers to undo a cam strap. You can flick them both with freaking good. Really quick, get to them, pass the spare paddles out. So I'm actually a huge fan of this. I bought this spring and been running it in paddle boats and really like it. And so if you want to spend, you know, $100 and something bucks to get a fancy thwart bag, this is definitely a cool way to go. So those are the techniques I've seen used in the field. If I was to choose one that I love, of course this is pretty sweet. I'm a big fan of just 2 thwarts or 2 paddles with the cam strap around the thwart, the first method I showed you, but all these other ones work really well too. For those of you out there that have like a ton of experience, maybe you have like other ideas or thoughts, as always, put them in the comments. I love to hear new ideas, what's working. Maybe you really like one of my techniques or you really don't. Let me know. It's just good for me to find out what people are doing out there and what's working. So that's it. Thanks for joining me again, and we'll see you next time. Bye.